It's the Toni and Griff Show. Let's talk about it Thursday. Charity Jordan sitting in for my beautiful wife, Toni Griffin. Let's Stay Together is our theme today. And Charity and I were just on this awesome website.
Yeah.
And it's called Black Love and Marriage. You can go to blackloveandmarriage.com. And Ayize and Aiyana Ma'at are high school sweethearts. They've been together for 18 years. They've been married for 10. Their love and devotion has been an inspiration to many as they demonstrate their commitment to increasing the quality of relationships throughout the world. Now, Charity and I just saw that Ebony is running one of 3 covers, depending on where you live, Black Love. Right. And one of the covers is T.D. Jakes and his awesome wife.
I like it.
Tiny.
Representing ATL.
And T.I. And then Megan Good.
Right.
And her husband. And I just remember
she was
her.
Married?
Well, she got married in June to a guy named Devon Franklin, who's a pastor and the exec.
Wait. Yeah, let's start with he's a Columbia exec. And then he's a pastor.
Hey, man, John C. Maxwell was a pastor for 30 years. Now he's a leadership. Don't hate on the pastors getting all the money.
All right.
Charles Jenkins, a pastor who about to get nominated for a Stellar Award and Grammy. So leave pastors alone.
I'm just saying, but he's an exec first.
Charity.
All right.
On the phone, we got Ayize and Aiyana. What's happening, y'all?
Hey, how are you?
We are awesome. Y'all are calling from Washington, D.C., yes?
That is right.
I started comedy in D.C. at the Improv in Laurel 17 years, 9 months, 3 weeks, and 3 days ago. I'm very biased to the DMV area. Everybody live in D.C. You're going to get married in D.C. on a Saturday to somebody named Irk or Shern.
Okay. All right, you passed the test.
How about that? So tell us about your side tip. First of all, congratulations on being together 18 and then being married 10. Tell me, I've been married 5. I'm going on 6 this year. Charity also half a decade. But for the rest of my life, I'm gonna say I'm still a newlywed. Because it seems like when you tell people, they say, how long you been married? Right. And they say, I've been married 19 years. And you be like 5. And they be like,
right.
You ain't really been married. Right. They just
y'all one step from the divorce. That's
you know what I'm saying? So tell us how y'all stayed together for so long.
You know, what I can say is this, is that the thing that has really kept us together is commitment. And I know that sounds real cliche, like, oh, okay, yeah, commitment, marriage is a commitment. But really, we get that there's no tapping out, there's no leaving. So it's just because we've been together for a while doesn't mean it's been all roses. And I know y'all know what I'm talking about. It just means that we stayed in it, that we have a goal to grow not just by ourselves, but to grow together. So we in this thing through the ups and the downs. And as long as we know that, then everything else is much easier to deal with.
Now let me hear your husband version.
Right, because
women always got a version.
Here's the answer. This is how we stay together. I talk first, and then I look over to my husband and I smile and I say, "Now you go, boo."
Right, there you go. Go ahead, baby, back me up.
Yeah, that's the absolute truth. My wife and I, we do have a phenomenal commitment. And one thing that I often say to people is that you got to commit to go through even when you don't want to.
I know
There's
that's
been plenty
right.
of times in our marriage, in our relationship prior to getting married, where we've had some difficult and some rough spots. But, you know, despite all of that, we made the decision to just keep on pushing forward. And we have fun in the process, so you can't take that out of the equation. I love my wife. She's my best friend, and we have fun on a regular basis. So that actually enhances the quality of the relationship and makes it a whole lot more easy for us to just be in this thing for the long haul.
I got a question. I always tell people, Toni, my wife, who isn't here, and our homegirl, our very good friend, Charity Jordan, is sitting in for her. We always say, marriage is a job. But I always then say on the back end, but you have to treat it like your dream job. You can't treat it. You can't treat it like you was at McDonald's and the person that came in after you was late and you ain't had the right shoes and you can't counter that. Like, or it's gonna be that way.
Yeah,
you gotta treat it like, man, I'm so lucky to have this lady because I know I'm sorry. That's how I look at it. You know what I'm saying? I love my wife.
That's right.
I'm a funny acting dude. I was a bachelor for a long time. I'm in my Charity. Don't do that.
All right.
But you got to find somebody who fits you.
Yeah.
And even in the beginning, and 5 years, yes, we're newlyweds, but I've known Toni a long time, and Toni has always been a female that just let me be Griff. Like I feel like my whole life, women have always like, oh, you always writing. Why you always writing? Why you always doing comedy? How come you need to love? And Toni has always been a woman that just said, you know what? I picked you because of you.
Aw, that's
Shut up, Cherry.
that's
Yeah,
good. You know
my
I
wife,
love love. I'm a big love sap.
Yeah, we love. So tell us, we got a lot of questions we want to
Come on.
ask y'all, and we're going to have y'all for a couple breaks. So the first thing I want to know is, when y'all said y'all pushed past a few things, explain to us, both of you, pushing past barriers. And I'll just say, I know one big thing with me, my father's been married 5 times, and my mom's been married 8. So I'm a professional stepchild for one, but yeah, that's what I
They
said
had
too.
weddings?
Man, my mom will divorce you at a library with a number 2 pencil. She is not thinking twice about it. You understand me? You are not the father. But explain to us about pushing past barriers, and then name some of the barriers.
Yeah, when we talk about pushing past barriers, we're talking about everyday obstacles that come up first within yourself. There's some baggage that we're all walking around with.
Yes, sir.
And I think that it's important for us to identify what our hang-ups are, what our issues are, and then also what our strengths are. So our strengths, if we use those in a positive way, they actually accent and help to minimize the presence of the barriers. But you can't negate the fact that unless you unpack those bags, they're going to walk right with you into your relationship. So in our personal relationship, one thing that we had to deal with early on is the fact that both of us went to historically black universities.
Okay.
And so we went to historically black universities in 2 different locations. My wife was at Clark Atlanta University, and I was at Bowie State University. That was a major challenge because spending 4 years apart in black schools, and I'm playing universe basketball, and my wife, she's a fly girl type chick. We had some issues with that. So we had those challenges early on in our relationship, just dealing with that long distance relationship type look.
Answer me this. Now that you look back at it, was it your own low self-esteem?
I think that it was, to be honest
that?
with you. I think that it was.
That?
I questioned who I was and whether or not I was worthy as well. Because, I found my wife to be a very irresistible type person. And, she was very charismatic, and she still is today. And, just that distance between us, I felt like I needed to have her close to me to secure me and also our relationship.
Do you feel like it's best to talk about those things that happened, or just to let them go? Like, what's the best? You guys share everything, or do you just leave some things you rather not know?
We share everything.
Well, we go ahead, honey. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, we share everything. During that time period, it was difficult because some things had to come out and we had to pull some things out. But in order for us to get to where we are right now, we had to share everything.
Okay.
Keeping skeletons in the closet wouldn't work for us.
I know that's right. On the phone, we got Ayize and Aiyana. And when we come back from the break, we got a lot more questions. And one of them is the willingness to adjust expectations and making room for the other's opinions. So y'all think about that. It's the Toni and Griff Show. You can call us live if you want to talk to our guests, calling us from the DMV, the D.C. area. 404-603-8770 is the call-in number. Again, it's 404-603-8770. I'm Griff.
I'm Charity from Mommy Uncensored.
And real talk.
Real people.
Real crazy.
Thank you.
That is not it, Charity. She love black love. We going to a commercial. We'll be back.
Black love.
Please stay, Joe, and I'll be staying as long as you're saying more and more. Then after that you want more and more. Love and marriage, love and marriage.
We'll be right back with more of Toni and Griff. Toni and Griff.
Hey, what's cracking? It's Griff from the Toni and Griff Show. And if you don't have a website, you are the Geico caveman without the Geico part, okay? You're prehistoric. Somebody need to drop a Mesozoic egg on you because you don't have a website. What's wrong with you? Go to creativetouchmedia.com. Holler at my homeboy Barry. Tell him you want him to bring you into 2012, and bam, you're a human again. Grow up. Get you a website. Come to the future. ToniandGriff.com.
I followed you today. I followed you to pennystorm.com. With your busted shoe.
That's right. Don't touch that coat. Don't go to pennystorm.com, Orange Juice Jones.
Don't go. I missed you so much. I followed you today.
Where you followed him at?
Pennystorm.com. All that alligator bag you carry.
Don't go to pennystorm.com. Babe, the mics is on. I did mine. Do yours real quick.
Everybody knows somebody that's got beat at a daycare. Call LaShonda Counsel Rogers. Wrongful death, vaccine injuries. How do you get injured from a vaccine? Okay, they put the needle in wrong. Call Counsel and Associates. 404-526-8857. TheCounselFirm.com. That's the COUNCIL firm.com. Call our girl LaShonda. Call her now. 404-526-8857.
Hey, what's cracking, y'all? This your boy Griff, and let me tell you something. If you don't have a website, you know what you're saying to the world? You are saying, hey, I live in 1989, and I need a quantum leap to 2012. What's wrong with you? Why wouldn't you have a way for people to get to your goods? I mean, that's just crazy. Not having a website is like having a 1996 Prelude sitting on 11s. Go to creativetouchmedia.com. Ask for Barry. He got you. He got you on websites. It's creativetouchmedia.com. Plus, he did our website, ToniandGriff.com.
This is Chandler Hoffman of the Philadelphia Union, and you're listening to the Toni and Griff Show. Roll Tide.
Love and marriage, love and marriage.
Welcome back to the Toni and Griff Show. Toni and Griff Show.
Jared, this was good.
Old school snake, Jared. I ain't mad at you. Toni and Griff Show. 18 minutes after the hour.
I remember what grade I was in. I was on the bus.
What grade were you in when this song came out?
I was in the 7th grade, and a little boy I liked. I was like, I like the way. You better kiss me before I get off this school bus.
So you was fast.
But I ain't watched no princess movies, so I ain't think he was going to save my life.
Oh, God. It's Talk About It Thursdays. Toni and Griff Show. On the phone, we got Ayize and Aiyana Ma'at. And we're just talking about love right now, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sick of hearing in Atlanta, oh, it's one man for every 13 women, and you just can't find a good man in Atlanta. I just told a lady yesterday at this cigar bar I was at, get a dude in another state.
And then bring
just because or move to where he at. Hold on a second. We got a phone call. Toni and Griff Show, hello?
Hi, am I calling number 10?
You are caller number 10. You won the tickets to the Blue Man Group next Wednesday, girl. Who we talking to?
This is Andrea Howard, and Charity is my friend.
Don't ask me to babysit, though. I ain't going to be able to help you out.
We got a pair of tickets courtesy of the Fox Theater, and it is for next Wednesday, 8 o'clock. You get to see the Blue Man Group. Toni and I will probably be there with our family, all loud and tripping. So
what you gonna do with your kids? Because I'm not babysitting, boo.
You don't babysit anyway, boo boo.
Okay.
Hilarious. As long as that's out there. Your tickets will be at the station. Hold on a second. We're gonna let our producer Tree tell you how you can get them, sweetheart. Congratulations.
All right, thanks so much.
Okay, back to our topic. Charity, you got a question for our couple on the phone from
my
DC?
aunts are on the phone from DC. You guys are doing an excellent job, and we're just really happy. But we want to find out, what do you do when you need to adjust your expectations? I felt like when I came into my marriage, I had some unspoken expectations of things I just expected my husband to do just because he was my husband.
For what? For example?
For example, trash. I don't do that anymore.
I take the trash out. My wife will never take a bag of trash out.
I just look at it. It just if it get to the top and he not home from work yet, I just push it down a little bit with my hand, but I'm not taking it out.
I know that's right.
So like things like that, trash, or honestly,
she
like
don't pump her gas either. My wife.
I don't pump my gas. Oh my God! Because I'm like, if you with me now, if it's an emergency, I'll pump, but I'll just only pump enough for when you get back in the car. The next time, be still the light on.
My wife tell me at 1 a.m, get me some gas.
I need some gas. Yeah, I don't like pumping gas either. I will say another unspoken expectation was that we would go out for food on the weekends. Like my dad always took us out for breakfast on the weekends. That's what I do to my kid. My girls, or we went out for dinner on Sundays. So that whole like cooking on the weekends, I just be looking crazy. But I didn't realize till like year 3, like I be so hungry on the weekend because I think he really expect me still to cook on the weekend, and I'm not doing it. So it was just unspoken expectations. But what do you guys say? How do you do that and make room for other people's opinions and room for them in the marriage?
Well, I would be remiss if I didn't speak up here because I really had to do some learning in my relationship. And one of the things, I'll go ahead and put it out here. I put out a video a while back, and the title of it was I'm a recovering aggressaholic. My name is Aiyana, and I'm a recovering aggressaholic. And one of the things that I carried into my relationship was this big old chip on my shoulder. And I didn't realize it, obviously, early on, but I wanted my husband to agree with me. If you're having an argument about something or you're having a conversation, I basically thought if I can break it down every which way and detail for you exactly what my rationale is, then I know you understand where I'm coming from. I know you're going to agree with me. And he'd be looking at me all nice and calm, and then I finish my long sermon, and he's like, I still am not with you.
Right, that's the worst, because you think if I just explain it to them, then they'll finally see that I'm right, and they'll agree. Oh, my God, I do that.
Oh, my gosh.
What should I do?
And I realized how immature I was. I was immature because I really wanted him. I mean, I got mad. I got aggressive. I would raise my voice and, I'm trying to explain this to you and this isn't right. And I made it all about me. And what I had to really adjust is the fact that this was not a lesson I just needed to learn within my relationship, but in life, that people can really agree to disagree, and that just because he is not agreeing with me, see, I back to what you said, Griff, about that whole sense of self and that self-esteem. If you don't agree with me, what I felt was, well, something must be wrong with me, with what I'm saying. Right. You don't approve of me and my values, and so somehow you're offending me. But it don't have nothing to do with me, and that was something that I really had to dig down deep and understand that he can be his own person, have his own thoughts and ideas, and it doesn't mean he's rejecting me because he doesn't get with my ideas.
So how do you come to agreement? Well, after that happens, you guys have two different opinions. How do you come to the common ground? Who wins?
Well, the big thing that we use, and this may sound really simple, but this thing works, y'all. It works for us. Whoever it's most important to, we're going to defer. Most of the time, one person, they are really super pressed about it, or they really are standing, firm, and the other person is just kind of giving the observation. Or, I just don't think, it's just my opinion, but they're not so invested
passionate.
In it. And so we really do pay attention to that. And if he's really passionate about something, and I'm like, I don't think that makes sense, but I'm not tripping that hard, then I'm going to let him get it, and he does the same thing to me.
That's a good one.
Me and Toni say, are you married to the idea?
Oh, I like that idea.
Like, are you married? Can we cheat on her? Like, I mean, do we, must we go to Chattanooga?
Right.
Are you married to, I don't want to go. I want to go. I don't want to go. So then I'll walk away, and I just come back, are you married to Chattanooga?
That's good.
And then she say, I ain't married to her, but I did. I've been dating her for a long time.
I have been like
sending
her text messages.
We don't steal that, Griff.
That's good.
And then steal this one because my wife will come. Me and my wife will get in a fight. I'll go downstairs. She go upstairs, and then she'll come down probably about 30 minutes later, and very calmly will say, can I talk to you as a friend because your wife hates you?
I do that. I'll say, can I talk? My husband's middle name is Jerome, right? And you would never think his name was Jerome. So I'll say, I don't want to talk to you. I want to talk to Jerome. You know what I mean? And he'll be like, okay. And he has to listen to Charity, talk to Jerome, and dog out Justin for 30 minutes.
How about that? Hold on. Turn this mic on. In the studio, and we didn't know she was going to stop by, but you hear us talking about
for crashing the party.
LaShonda Council Rogers, one of our advertisers, a very good friend of mine,
awesome
very
attorney.
good friend of Charity. She's also married. She owns a law firm. She's a woman, AKA.
Doing her thing.
She's doing it big. How do you deal with it? What's
Delta, sir. Delta, Sigma Theta.
You're a Delta?
You're a Delta?
Yes, I am.
What you got that pink on for?
I can wear whatever I want to.
Let me tell you, she got on pink. Everybody out there.
We snitching.
We can wear whatever we want.
They're going to catch you in the back.
Tell us about how you deal with that with your husband, because you just had a baby and you do a lot.
I do a lot. You're right. Well, let me tell you, the thing that I had to learn, and this may not be popular, is to sometimes just be quiet.
I
know. I'm going to go hide under the table. Sometimes, even though...
Oh, my God.
Even though you're a lawyer.
And I talk for a living.
Yeah.
I sit there, and sometimes I do the blank stare, and I close my mouth.
How about that?
Let me practice.
Let's practice. It's like,
But what if can I look like this while I'm doing it?
Well, no, you got to fix your face.
You can't make the
face. You have to have
the,
I understand what you're saying.
Oh, my God.
And sometimes you just have to be quiet. And I know there's probably going to be a gang of people waiting for me outside, but I had to learn that.
But that's
silence
wisdom.
sometimes.
But they don't.
The best
What if your husband's not really a talker either? My husband's not really a talker, so we go just both be sitting there quiet. I feel like if one of us go talk, it might as well be me.
Well, no, I'm talking about situations where you all are going at it, and there seems like, okay, there's
just be quiet.
Just be quiet. Just be quiet sometimes. let it work itself out.
Okay.
Aiyana, tell me your thoughts on that. What do you think about that? Like when when you're really in it.
I mean, that's absolutely. I've really had to work on that because I'm pretty boisterous, and I told y'all I would really have, like, I'm trying to get my point across. I'd have a spreadsheet out and look up. I made this. I sent you an email. I got all kind of diagrams. So I had to really work on that thing, and it was very difficult for me. So I've gotten better over time. I'm not where I need to be, but the being quiet thing, yeah. I mean, that's something that it's golden. I mean, it will allow. My husband said oftentimes, early on, he said, just your approach, the way you come at me, it's just too extra. You got too much going on. You just, and I said, what are you talking about? My whole thing was, I'm just being honest with you. I'm talking to you. Why are you being so sensitive? But what I realized is that every person is different. And so, whereas if I'm talking to somebody else, it's not a problem for him. My tone, my energy, all of that was just too much. So I had to really learn how to adjust, not only learn how to be quiet, but adjust even my flow. And that was very difficult for me because I felt like, wait a minute, I'm kind of losing myself a little bit if I got to do all of that.
Oh, don't worry. Sometimes I feel like I'm losing myself, but it's better, the common good. We're going to eat pizza
Absolutely.
Or we're not.
That's right.
If you want pizza, I'll be quiet. At the end of the day, we're going to eat anyway. So
that's right. And that's what I had to learn is that it's not really about me. It's not even about my husband. It's about what's best for the marriage.
Well, you guys should have gave all this wisdom before the new year, because me and my husband didn't talk till like.
But that's the whole thing.
January 5th.
That's what I'm hearing as I hear Ayize and Aiyana. I'm hearing that what I learned and what I had to do and but all that is wisdom. All that is. I hear our producer always talking about the old tree would have did this with her husband, but the tree now would do this. But 10 years of being married, then another 8 of being together, you kind of pick up each other's traits a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. And one thing that I also want to add to the dialogue here is that when it comes to expectations, one thing that I had to adjust in terms of my behavior is that if I'm capable of doing something and I've expressed an expectation to my wife and she hasn't done it, then I'm capable of doing it myself. So although the expectation is out there, I'm very capable and I should adjust myself to be willing to do it. Because it's really not that serious. Sometimes we're bickering over real petty stuff.
It's true.
And if I'm able to do it myself, why not just do it?
Just do it. Don't even ask. That's good.
Well,
I know. Just make the eggs yourself.
That's good. Good job,
we
guys.
appreciate you guys calling. I would love to call y'all a couple times a month.
Yeah, that was good.
Absolutely.
And I'm in D.C. a lot, so I would love to hang out with y'all too.
Just don't invite them to your party.
Don't get her started.
Yes.
Tell everybody your website one more time, guys.
You can find us at blackloveandmarriage.com. We send at the same time.
It's okay. And your Twitter is BLKLUVN Marriage. BLKLUVN Marriage. We just want to thank y'all again. Thank you, Ayize and Aiyana. Thank you very much for calling the show. You guys are awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys.
All right, y'all. Coming up, we have the CEO in the studio of blackbride.com, Miss Mary Chapman. She's going to be coming up in our next break. Congratulations to your friend who won the tickets to the Blue Man Group. What's her name?
Fox. Andrea Howard. Congratulations,
LaShonda Council Rogers sitting in for a second before she goes to her law firm.
There you go.
Go to thecounselfirm.com. That's the COUNCIL firm.com. It's the Toni and Griff Show. I'm Griff.
I'm Charity sitting in for Toni.
Real talk.
Real people.
Real crazy.
That's right.
That's wrong. Go to Jared.